Hey everyone, this is your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, Corinne Lafont, broadcasting to you from Trinidad and Tobago on Between the Lines. And it's a rainy day today. From actually yesterday, it's been raining on and off. It kind of starts, stop, start, stop. But now it's just like starting and not stopping. So I guess that's just what life is about. Start, stop, keep going, stop when you feel like, you know, a bit of sunshine, a bit of rain, whatever it is. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the rain. I'm thankful for the sun. There are places that would love to have this type of weather. I am in my shorts. How fortunate that you're not seeing me. I'm in my shorts and sleeveless top. And I can wear this throughout the entire year. Now, when my guest is, she can't. She has to change clothes all the time throughout the year. But I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be alive to do another show. I'm thankful to be breathing. I'm thankful to be seeing all my faculties are intact. I'm just thankful. And I always start my day, whether I have my show or not, I always start my day, even throughout the day, I'm saying thanks. I mean, just constantly saying thanks until I go to bed. Even I'm saying thanks and fall asleep saying thanks. It's amazing. The more you focus on us, the more you attract. So, if you're in a state of gratitude and positivity, you will attract more of that and you will get the right people coming into your life. I have with me Sue Matthews. And today we're talking about, she's so beautiful, we're talking about when your child has cancer. I guess you figured out by that topic what we're going to be talking about and what has happened when your child has cancer. Let me tell you a bit about Sue before I formally introduce her. So she has a lovely bio here. Let me see if I don't know if I can cut it, but I'm going to still go ahead and say it. Sue Matthews, along with her sister Andrea Cohane, is the author of Paint Your Hair Blue. Her hair isn't blue, but we'll find out why. A celebration of life with hope for tomorrow in the face of pediatric cancer, which is a heartwarming story of heroic courage and unbridled love that will inspire and empower you, no matter what your circumstance, to embrace and take control of your life. Paint Your Hair Blue chronicles the journey of Taylor Matthews, a courageous young woman who fought pediatric cancer, and shows readers the triumphs and heartaches of her journey. It is an inspiring story of the power of love and determination, as well as a cautionary tale that provides support and specific advice for other parents confronting cancer and for anyone going through a cancer diagnosis or caring for someone who is. Sue is the president of the Taylor Matthews Foundation, a Tay-Bands organization, which is a 501c3 founded by her daughter Taylor, who passed from pediatric cancer at age 16. As a nationally recognized advocate for pediatric cancer awareness, Sue actively lobbies on Capitol Hill for additional pediatric cancer research funding. TMF is at the forefront of new initiatives in awareness and continues to fund significant efforts in medical research at leading medical centers. TMF has funded innovative and cutting-edge research at Memorial Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson Cancer Center, Columbia University Medical Center, and the National Institute of Health. Sue is a member of the Children's Council at Columbia Medical University, the National Association of Professional Women, the National Organization of Italian American Women, the NYS Society of Certified Public Accountants, and the American Institute of Public Accountants. She holds a BA in accounting from Franklin and Marshall College and is a CPA and former senior manager at Deloitte. Welcome, Sue, to Between the Lines.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. It's great to have you. Oh, my goodness. The loss of a child, let's get straight into it. The loss of a child at age 16. I can't imagine, but prior to recording this, you said you are grateful for the 16 years you had with her. And that is a great way to start. And it follows upon my gratitude at the beginning of my show. Always be grateful. Don't look at what you have lost, but what you have gained. Tell us a bit about that. And what I want my listeners and people who watch this to learn is it's not just a matter of a parent losing a child. It's having anyone that you love or care about or know of that has cancer that you have to care for and that you have lost. And the coping strategies, hard for a mother, especially a mother and a child, especially if it's your only child. I don't know if you have any more children, but we'll find out that in a little bit. But what are the coping strategies and how you maneuvered those 16 years and how you're coping now? So there's a lot to talk about. So tell us, get into the background.
My beautiful Taylor, she was actually tomorrow's her birthday. She was
Oh,
thrilled, born on November 1st, All Saints Day. She passed on February 22nd. So she was born on 111, died on 222, which is a little mathematician right there. But she was truly the love of my life, and I should not use that in the past tense. She is the love of my life. She's my middle daughter. She would be 27 tomorrow, and I have two other daughters that are 24 and 29.
Wow.
And when you say I'm blessed to have her for 16 years, I'm so blessed. Someone once asked me the question, would it be better if she was never born, then you wouldn't have such grief?
Wow. That's a good question.
In all these years, people say things they don't mean, their intentions are good. But that question has stayed with me. I am so blessed to have had my angel for 16 years. And she was diagnosed with cancer at 11. Cancer was a sideline in her life. She had fun. She taught me that everything was about fun. And 3 weeks before she passed, I said to her, sweetheart, because she was tied to an oxygen tank, she had metastasized to her lungs. And I said, sweetheart, why are you not mad that you're not going out on the weekends, going to school anymore? And she said to me, Mommy, what do I have to be mad about? Everybody loves me.
Oh my God.
You know, that will stay with me, that she felt the love.
Yeah.
Everybody surrounding her.
Yeah. She's not missing out on anything.
No, she's sitting right next to me.
Yes, I know. I feel it. I know. Even when I was doing your bio, I mean, I know I know. At age 11, how can a child like that get cancer? What happened?
You know what? It was a shock. I thought I was taking her out of school for an hour. Her backpack remained in school. She had shortness of breath only when playing very aggressive sports. Other sports, she was totally fine. Her pediatrician had given her an inhaler and said she had exercise-induced asthma. So I said to the pediatrician, I'm just going to take her to a specialist just to make sure the dosing is right on the inhaler. And they took a chest x-ray. And the doctor called me while she was breathing into tubes and called me into his office. I looked at my watch and it was 12:19 p.m. And I knew life had changed forever. I could tell by his attitude and the chillness in the room. And he showed me her chest x-ray, which had about 100 metastases to her lungs. Cancer had already spread to her lungs and was in her bronchial tube. So it's amazing. It's so typical of my daughter that she fought through all of this and just said she had a little bit of shortness of breath. So she virtually had no symptoms. And if I hadn't taken her to a specialist, we would have never known.
Wow. Wow. So you think that she suspected she had something, but just called it shortness of breath?
Oh, no, she didn't suspect she had anything. She was the light of my life, 100% positive. She said to me when we went to the specialist, I just was checking on the dosing of the medication. She goes, I like that doctor. He's going to make me totally better. And she took her cancer diagnosis very well.
As a mother, you're there with her. How did you cope with that? What was going through your mind?
Well, I was in total shock, disbelief, especially since her cancer was advanced. I can't even remember the day, really. I do remember we saw a doctor that day, and we left her. My husband and I saw a doctor that day. I called my husband right away. And we left her outside in the waiting room. And to this day, which is in the book, Paint Your Hair Blue, an explanation, I don't know how I ever left her to be scared by herself. When a child is scared because their parents are in there alone. We made a pact, my husband, that day, that he would talk to the doctors and I would always stay with Taylor. and we never went home.
Hmm.
We were admitted straight into the hospital, but her friends came pouring in the next couple of days in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
And my sister said to me, she has no idea what is going to happen, which was very true.
Wow. You know, I don't want to leave out your other children who are close in age to Taylor, because we tend to focus. The mother-the-child relationship, but she has siblings. How did they cope, and how are they coping?
I'm so happy you brought up the question because I've read many books on how the siblings deal with the loss of their sister or brother. And everybody asks, how is your mom? How is your dad? They never recognize the loss of a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm sitting here this day and with a positive attitude and embracing life to the fullest is partially because of Taylor. Well, she gives me strength and courage every day. But I have to be a mom to my other two girls. I essentially left for 5 years while Taylor was in treatment. And they could have taken the wrong path. They could have gotten into trouble. They were angels.
Yeah.
They have no hard feelings about it. But like even tomorrow on her birthday, I have to be a mother to them.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make sure their lives are okay. They have a chance at a normal life. They absolutely do. And they've gone on to do wonderful things. They miss their sister terribly, but they're actually doing pretty well. It goes in waves a bit.
Yeah. But how are they coping? I want to focus on them a bit. You when you answered more from your perspective. I want to know how they took the news. How did they relate to her? What was the relationship during that, the years that she was still around, and even after she passed? What? Tell me about them.
Well, how they took the news. My older daughter was 13 at the time, and she understood what cancer was, shaking uncontrollably, beyond. I remember her black stained eyes. The mascara was pouring down among her eyes. And I unfortunately had to leave that day. I came home to tell them and had to go right back to the hospital. The innocence of my younger daughter, who was 8 at the time, she's snuggled in my lap and she had no idea what cancer was. And she said to me, Mommy, I lost a tooth. Does this mean the tooth fairy isn't coming tonight? That's how innocent she was. She had no idea.
Yeah.
Clearly, as the years went on, they did. And they missed me terribly. I missed them terribly. Taylor used to cry, Mommy, I know you're always with me. Can you please give them more attention? And I gave them as much attention as I could. And they were just sad, but scared. If it was today, and if we had FaceTime and ways to communicate, I think they would have felt much better. Because for us to be sitting in a hospital, their minds wander.
Yeah. Yeah. So who stayed with them? Or your husband stayed with them while you were in the hospital?
No, my husband stayed with them as much as he possibly could. He clearly did on the weekends, but he wanted to see Taylor as well. And he needed to continue to work. So we got a babysitter. They had never had a babysitter in their life. They only had their mommy. And she was so lovely, treated them like her own children. She's one of my dearest friends to this day. And they accepted what they had. I don't really understand how they accepted their lot in life. In fact, when Taylor came down, her hair had been falling out. And she said to my husband, please just shave it. He had to take every ounce of courage not to be hysterically crying. And I watched her from afar and tears rolling down my eyes. It was a horrible moment. And she went downstairs. I peered in the door, struck a pose like a model, like she was in front of her sisters. And they had her back. They, found joy in it as she did. But my older daughter tells me today that she was shaking inside, became reality that her sister had cancer. And my younger daughter tells me I don't remember. So my younger daughter is in therapy. She has been for 13 years now. And my older daughter is not, but she goes in waves. She kind of lives life to the fullest, but then when the day is like Taylor's birthday or the day we lost Taylor, she crashes.
Yeah.
Like a little baby in my arms. She's
Yeah.
29.
Yeah. I am listening to you and I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to find the words. Your youngest daughter at the age, she was focused on her tooth and the tooth fairy, and the other one, she could have understood. And of course, you being an adult, you understood. But there were different coping mechanisms without even knowing. And your perception of the youngest, the eldest, yourself, and your husband through your eyes, it was different, because even when she said, just shave my hair off, just take it all off, the shock for you compared to her, to Taylor, it was nothing. I don't know the words to use to ask the question. I can just talk about it in the sense of, she's the one with cancer, and look at how she approached the entire situation that she's facing. You don't have it, your other children don't have it, and you all are freaking out. And she's like, I'm good. I'm good. I what causes that cognitive, as I would say, cognitive dissonance? Is it an acceptance? She knew. And I think, you look at movies, you look at people, you hear stories of people who are going through challenges like this. And it's like, why fight? I know what is going to happen. I accept this. I'll tell you a little story. I remember I have a friend, he passed on too. And when I met him, he told me, Corinne, I'm dying. I mean, I was like, what? I was like, of all the things to tell me, he says, Corinne, I'm dying. And I'm like, everybody's dying. He says, yeah, I know, but, and he told me he had a terminal illness. But he lived a very long time after that, even though he was in, immense pain, going for treatment, abroad. It was a bone marrow thing, there was no cure. So he accepted, but he lived a full life. And his approach to life, somebody else might be freaking out. We on the outside, we are freaking out, but they accept. Why it is that we who don't have the pain, the torture, the ultimatum of death at our doorstep, even though we are all going to die at some point, but we don't know, but they know it's coming. Why it is that we can't learn from their approach to life and take on that in our life? Why?
I think when you're in a very tragic situation, you make every moment count. In my situation, Taylor never thought she was going to die. In fact, we were in Germany for alternative treatment the night before she passed. She was on full oxygen. The cancer had consumed her lungs. And she wrote, and she had a breathing tube, so she couldn't talk anymore. And she wrote to my husband a note on a piece of paper, am I getting back for her girlfriend's party the next week? That was the night before she passed. And one thing that I learned, which she naturally was such an incredibly positive person. I mean, she'd come home from school, have a play date, finish her homework, and it would be 5 o'clock, and she'd say, Mommy, what am I going to do next? Because she wouldn't watch TV. Mm-hmm. I'd say, run laps around the house. I don't know what to tell you. But one thing I learned very early on, she didn't want to see me cry. My only opportunity to cry and scream and yell was in the shower. Mm-hmm. And I learned very early on that kids think their parents are going to make everything okay.
Oh, yeah.
That hope.
We have a S on our chest and back. I mean, come on, cape included.
Absolutely. So she never thought she was going to die. I do believe inside, I mean, she was a smart kid. She was 16. There was a computer. She'd obviously looked things up. I'm sure she was scared. She never voiced it. And, but getting back to your point, how do people live knowing they're going to die? All the children that we met in the hospital were so upbeat, so lively. They weren't going to let it get them down. I think once you're given a tragic diagnosis, you absolutely cannot feel bad for yourself. It's not hopeless.
So why do we who don't have a tragic situation feel bad for ourselves?
No, I don't know. I've met many people that have had tragedy like myself, and we appreciate life much more. I think when everything, and no one gets a pass in life. I think when you've had a tragic situation, you appreciate everything so much more. Like you say thank you all day. I say thank you when I go to bed at night.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for having a good day and to have joy with my husband and my other girls. Yeah. I think when you haven't had tragedy, life just goes on and you just seem...
Why do we need to have tragedy to appreciate life and to live? Why? Why?
That's a horrible question. I mean, not a horrible question. That's a horrible thing, because I know I lost a lot of friends on purpose because I felt that they were very shallow people. They didn't get lost. They were talking about SAT scores and things of that nature that didn't matter at all. And they didn't get life. Whereas I do have some dear friends without tragedy that do get life, and they understood. It's strange why we're put on this earth, why we have to deal with tragedy, not tragedy, why we don't understand, why we do understand. It's just through Taylor's eyes, everything was fun.
And I like how you said that, through her eyes, because you see, life is, as we always hear the phrase, life is short. It doesn't matter to me, it's short, long, medium. We don't know what short is. Short can be 100 and something years. We don't know. But however long or short or medium it is, why can't we appreciate everything that we have? It doesn't matter what reason you're put on this earth. The fact that you are here means to say that you have a purpose, you have a mission. Whether you figure out that mission or not doesn't matter. Just keep living and the mission will come to you. You know, the mission will come to you. And instead of going, oh, woe is me, you know, and you haven't lost a limb, you're not in the military, you're not dead, you don't have anything terminal. Why are you complaining? Why are you...
I don't understand that.
Why? And why is it that you wait for a tragedy or a doctor to tell you something? Or why? Because the people who have these things, you have no idea what they're facing, what they're going through. And we should be looking to these people as a lesson for us. And sometimes, you know, it happens temporarily. Yeah, you meet somebody who has cancer, AIDS, whatever, you know, and they pass on. You see the life, you learn for that moment, and then you quickly forget. And you go right back into your regular whatever behavior. Not keeping in mind that this person came into your life to remind you how to live. Why can't we just appreciate life and live and learn from those who are truly suffering and have a reason to complain, but they are not complaining? And who don't have a reason, you're complaining. Why?
It's a question that I'm not sure anybody will be able to answer until we all know our time has come, until we're all reunited.
Well, we shouldn't wait till that point soon. We shouldn't wait till our time is drawn near, or we're suffering, or we're incapacitated. This is why I do my show, so that persons don't have to wait. Put a stop to it now. Put a stop to it now. You're the second person I think I've had on my show that have lost a young child. And I feel it. I mean, I'm a mother, I feel it, and it's hard. It's hard, and I'm like, gosh, when would people get it? When would people get it? Why do you have to wait till something happens? Why? Don't live according to society or what everybody else wants you to, because Taylor didn't live according to anybody else. She lived, you know, she lived.
Oh, she absolutely lived.
Mm-hmm.
She was a huge prankster at one point. She was 12 years old and had no immune system, which meant she had to stay in the house for 2 weeks and was able to have very few friends come over and eat a certain way. It was a nightmare.
Yes.
And I said, what the hell, Taylor? The driving age is 16 in New York. I go, let's go out. Let's go in the car. The car has no germs, only our germs. Let me teach you how to drive.
Yeah. What the
She
hell?
was tiny, peering over the steering wheel. She actually wasn't tall enough. And she got tremendous joy.
Of course. What the hell?
What the hell? Just
What
have
the
fun with
hell?
it.
Yeah. What the hell? Just do the damn thing. What the hell? So we're talking about, you know, the coping strategies and all what we're talking about are part of coping strategies. So if you have a child, don't keep them inside and make them feel, oh, you're sick. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that. Hell no, why you can't? Go out and damn well do it. If you need to
You
lift
have
them
to
up.
live life.
Yeah.
We snuck her out of the hospital with an IV pole.
Ah!
She's pushing up the road. Security came searching for us.
Y'all are watching too much movies.
Where is she? We're like, oh, what the hell? We're just taking a walk. I couldn't keep her inside the hospital without fresh air.
Yeah.
And she always loved that.
Watching too much movies. You're watching too much Mission Impossible. That's what. Yeah.
But I saw many parents that just left their children sitting in a hospital bed. They were there, but left them sitting in a hospital bed watching TV. She would say, can you roll me down the hall with I'll stand on the IV pole? I'm like, well, if you fall, all the needles are going to come out. She's like, oh, that's okay. This is like Disneyland. She was so high spirited, and we truly lived life.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. Wow. Your husband. So we spoke about you. We spoke about the siblings. Your husband. Men have different ways of coping than women, and it's 3 women against 1, or 4 actually, at the time, against 1. How did he cope?
You say it's 4 women against 1. We had a female dog, so it was 5.
Jesus, it's 5.
Ella wanted a new dog when she was diagnosed. We said fine, and she picked a male dog. He didn't last very long in the house. My poor husband. You know what? While she was sick, which I would tell everyone, she was given a very short prognosis, and we didn't accept it. And she lived almost 5 years.
Whoa, good.
Took on the role of going to work and making a pot of coffee at night and researching. So I would tell any parent with any illness to advocate, and find different treatments and different solutions. We were treated in many different hospitals. Taylor, I stood by and listened, but Taylor and my husband had lengthy conversations about, Daddy, what is the next step? So she always had hope with him. He feels, and it's been 10 years now, and I cannot change his mind. He feels a heavy, heavy burden of that he failed his daughter because he didn't save her life.
Oh my God.
And that is just heartbreaking to me.
Yes.
He did everything he possibly could. In fact, I even spoke to a psychic who Taylor came through and she said, Daddy, you did everything you possibly could. She used those words. It was my time to leave.
Yes.
And he carries that burden. He puts a lot of his grief into work, works 12, 14 hours a day, always has. But he puts a lot of his grief into work. One of the reasons we're still married, because the divorce rate is extremely high when you lose a child, one of the reasons we're still married is I accept the way he grieves.
Yes.
And he accepts the way I grieve. I grieve every single day. I talk to my daughter every day. She gives me courage and strength to get up in the morning and do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
He tends to compartmentalize it.
Yes, that's how men are. But he's a protector. The man is a protector. You're supposed to protect your family, and that's where it's coming from.
Right.
He's supposed to protect. He's not supposed, if anything is to happen to him, not to his family.
Right.
But he has to heal. Did you all ever go to, you know, to talk to somebody, a counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist? Did you all sit down individually and as a couple and as a family and the siblings separately?
Well, we've done all of that, and it's helped tremendously.
Mm.
Because for some reason in therapy, everyone can voice their feelings. It's more of a safe environment.
Mm-hmm.
You can voice how you really feel. And that's helped tremendously.
Did you all do it post the passing, or did you do it when you realized that you discovered that she had the cancer? Did you start therapy from then or after?
My younger daughter wanted therapy right away, so she started it. I started it right away, and I insisted that Taylor go to therapy, and she was mad as hell.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't have anything to talk to anybody about.
Yeah.
But post losing her, we've all been in therapy, and that's helped tremendously. You know what? We will always be a family of 5.
Yeah, a family of 5. Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So I don't know. I'm sitting here. And you hear silent moments. I don't even want to use the word processing. It's not that I'm processing. I'm feeling.
I'm feeling my daughter.
Oh, she's in me. No, I'm feeling. I have that ability to do that. So I know.
You have the ability to connect to others.
Yes. I feel it. I don't have to be physically there. I feel it. I was fine up until setting up your show. I was fine then, and as soon as I started talking to you, things just changed.
I want people to know, though, that life is all about love. My daughter taught me that lesson.
But that's what it is. That's what it is, Sue. Life is all about love.
If you have your health and your love, there's nothing else you need.
And there's a season. You know, everybody comes into your life for a season and a reason, and that was her season. You know, that was her season.
I've read many books that say when you're here only for a short time, you are here for a mission to teach a lesson.
Of course.
We believe Taylor's lesson was that all you need is love.
But that is global, that's eternal, that is foundation. We shouldn't, as we were saying before, wait for something tragic to happen for you to realize that. That is the basis of everything. That is the foundation of life. I don't know where and how people just lose that.
Now, people lose it a lot in materialistic things. I look at people. Now, you look at me, you wouldn't, walking down the street, you wouldn't necessarily know I lost a child. But
of course not.
I look at people in stores. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for anybody that is jealous of anything.
Oh, please.
That is a terrible way to live.
Of course. It
eats you up, and ultimately you may become ill. The stress and anxiety of always having to be whatever, the top of whatever you're aspiring to.
And don't judge anybody. Because you don't know. You're walking down the street, you're sitting in a cafe, you don't know what other people are contemplating or going through in there, and you're thinking, oh, you have the world of problems on your shoulders. You have no idea.
I think about that all the time. See people walking, they look normal. In New York City, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, right?
Sometimes in the early years, I would literally sit down against a building and cry. And of course, some people would say, "Are you okay?" And I would just wave my hand and say, "I'm totally fine." And I felt free here, that I could do whatever I wanted.
Of course. But you could do that anywhere. It's not just New York City. You could just sit down. It happens to me. Sometimes when I'm just moved and I say, I'm just going to sit in the park, or I'm just not going to do anything for the entire day. I'm just meant to be in silence. And I love silence. because it helps me to connect. I don't like noise at all. So it's important to connect with yourself, to know who you are, to realize, even if you don't know your purpose, I mean, just connect spiritually, connect with your inner being, and just do whatever it is that you feel resonates with you, you know, that makes you happy. I am glad to have you on my show. So
Oh,
I don't
thank
know, there's something about this. I'm glad to have you on my show. I'm glad to have all my guests on my show because they teach me something all the time, all the time. And I think we teach each other something. And I hope that this episode really resonates with someone. And, we mentioned earlier about, the loss of someone you care about. It could be a mother, your daughter, son. It doesn't matter. Somebody that you love or even that you're not close to, but you know of, and you want to be able to reach out. What would you say after going through something like this? The persons who are coping with someone with a terminal illness, what would you say to help them right now? Let's say three things that you would say to someone to help them to cope, to be strong, within themselves, because you're expected to be strong, like you said, wear the superpower cape and, you know, what, what, but at the same time, still be human, still be vulnerable. What would you say? Three things that you would say.
Well, obviously, I would say live life to the fullest, the
Mm-hmm.
best you can. And if I know many people with a terminal illness are suffering tremendously, Taylor suffered tremendously. But if she were here today, she would tell me, Mommy, I didn't suffer. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's been another journey that I've had to overcome watching my daughter suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering all the times does me no good. But I would say live your life to the fullest. Live as if tomorrow is your last day. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's true for any person. Live as if tomorrow is your last day. If you
Mm-hmm.
can not feel sorry for yourself, and not worry, of course you're going to worry. I was able to compartmentalize in the sense that she had scans every 3 weeks. And I wouldn't let myself think about scans until 2 weeks prior. I was going to enjoy that 2.5 months with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks prior, I got freaked and, was worried and upset. But compartmentalize your fear. Try to put it in a place that doesn't affect your everyday life. Of course, that's much easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing was find the love in your life. Embrace it. So many people want to be there for you. Embrace their love.
Mm-hmm.
Take every speck of it you can. Everyone dies. Taylor asked the question the day she was diagnosed, Daddy, am I dying? Fortunately, she asked my husband. I think I would have lost it. And he said, sweetheart, everybody dies. It's just not your time.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also would say, have hope. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we had hope. We were going to fight this.
Of course. Of
Every
course.
day I had with my daughter, I'm so blessed for.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yeah.
a lot of these things are easier said than done. In
Of
my situation, it wasn't that hard to do because waking up, I mean, people said to me, have asked me many times, what did you do for yourself?
That's what I'm saying. How do you cope to keep you strong? What did you do besides
Well,
crying in
I
the
certainly
shower?
didn't go out and get a manicure. That
Ah,
wasn't going to make me feel better. My answer to the question is, what did I do for myself?
mm-hmm.
I saw my daughter smile. When
Mm-hmm.
I could make her happy, when we could go on an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did for myself. And that was all I ever needed.
Yeah.
I was happy if I got to take a shower in the hospital. That was a joy.
Oh
That's
my
what I did for
God.
myself.
Yes. Yes.
And now what I do for myself, her foundation helps me tremendously to help
Mm-hmm.
save the lives of other children with cancer. She started the foundation
Mm-hmm.
within 4 weeks of diagnosis, realizing how underfunded pediatric cancer is in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps her legacy going. Writing the book is helping other people tremendously.
Yeah.
That keeps her legacy going. So I'm
Is there a
very,
point? Is there a point, Sue? Because, I always ask this. Is it that you're holding on, or is there a point where you should really let go? And letting go doesn't mean to say you want to forget or, get rid of the memory. The memory is always there. It's imprinted. But is there a point where you can let go and not keep holding on to the things? I mean, having the foundation is great. It helps other people, you're raising funds and stuff like that. But for your state of mind, for you to continue living a full life, for you to enjoy, you still have a husband, and like you say, you're fortunate to still be around, and it's because you allow him to, you give him his space to grieve the way he wants, or else probably you all might have been divorced. But you need to spend time with him. Both of you all need to heal. uh, why don't you let it go?
You know what? To be honest, I don't think I've been able to let it go. In time, maybe I will. But one thing I have realized, which I didn't believe in the beginning after we lost her, is that joy and grief can coexist. I get tremendous joy out of life. I'm able to laugh. I get tremendous joy at seeing my other children become adults and beautiful women.
Mm.
I spend time with my husband, I spend time with my friends, but the shadow, the grief always sits behind me. You
Wow.
make a very good point. When will I be able to let go? I hope I'll be able to let go. I have realized, and this took a lot of time, that being happy, and I couldn't be happy in my life because I thought, how can I be happy? I'm 58 years old, and how can I
Why?
enjoy my birthday when she's not here to do it?
No, she wouldn't want that.
Well, then that's when I feel her kicking me and saying,
Yeah,
get with the program, mommy.
yeah, get with it. Get with it.
So I
I've
feel
gone on,
very
I've gone
stable.
on, you are still here. You're living, live. And it is not, and I think what we feel as parents is just like you said, I'm 58, I'm whatever, why should I don't deserve this. My daughter has gone or my whatever, and I don't deserve. No, you deserve it. Why are you punishing yourself?
No, I have never once said that why do I deserve this or why me? Taylor never said once, why me? That's just a bad way to go about life. There's no answer to that question. And no one gets a pass in life. Everyone gets it. I can truly enjoy life. And I don't say why me, but what I can't yet accept is that she lost the life that she loved. But I do believe my mother passed away the same year as her. Fortunately, my mother passed away before her because I think it would have destroyed my mother.
Yes.
But I think of them flying around heaven together. My mother was a character too. I
Ah,
can only imagine what they're doing.
no, please don't imagine. Please don't imagine. They're probably causing a lot of problems where they are.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Please don't imagine.
And when anyone loses someone, I say to them, Taylor's there to greet. If it's another child or whomever it is, Taylor's there with open arms to greet you as soon as she'll teach you the ropes as soon as you get there.
Yeah, she's probably teaching people how to drive wherever she is, and she can't even drive.
I'm sure and tomorrow, I am sure she's sending down fairy dust to us,
Yeah, yeah.
celebrating her birthday. She lost a lot of friends. She said to me at one point, Mommy, I'm not sure I want to be friends with anyone else in the hospital. They all died, even though she didn't think she was gonna. But I know they're all together.
Yeah, they're having fun. And you need to have fun here. You're
I know.
here now. You need to have fun here and do something crazy with your husband. Do something crazy with your other
Oh, we
kids.
do crazy things. We do crazy things.
Let's yeah,
You have to survive.
of course, of course. I want you to tell me about your book. I want to jump to your website now. Let me see if I can grab that. Tell me the website.
www.paintyourhairblue.com.
Paint your hair blue dot. Oops.
Yes.
Let me make sure I spell that right. I don't know if I'm in the spelling mood right now.
It's a hard one. Paint, it's all one word. Paint.
Yeah, I have it. I have it. It's beautiful. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna share it. You know, as you get older, when you're younger, people make a fuss that you can't spell, you can't do math, you can't what, and they criticize you. And after a while, you're like, what the hell? If I could spell or not, what the hell?
Well, the way I write, sometimes the computer can't even figure out the word. My
Right?
spelling is so poor.
Yeah, now you're like, I don't have to spell if I don't want to. I could say anything I want. I can do whatever. Right? I don't need to know maths. Whatever.
What's the difference?
Yeah,
But
this
you
is
see
great.
on the website, the love of my life, my soulmate, my sister who helped me write the book. I am so blessed to
Yeah,
have.
she's beautiful. Her hair is lighter than yours, or is it that you had hair like that, but you changed yours to a darker color?
No, my hair is my natural color. Her
Uh,
hair is much lighter than people say we don't look alike at all, but I think it's partially the coloring.
it's just the color, but you all do look alike.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah, just the color makes it, probably makes a distinction. But you all look very close. That's lovely.
Yeah, we're so close. I'm so blessed to have her.
And this is a celebration of life with hope for tomorrow. This is lovely. That's your husband, of course, jumping up and down.
Yeah, and Taylor's at the end.
This one?
No, the other one.
This one?
And of course, her feet are above the ground, even though she doesn't have someone to hold her up on the other side. That was a few months before she was diagnosed.
Oh, this is beautiful.
She's if you switch to giving back, that you'll see her on that.
Yeah. So why you use the title "Paint Your Hair Blue"?
That epitomizes my daughter 100%. When I didn't know if she had connected the dots that she was going to lose her hair 2 weeks after chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her turn off the shower and she had washed her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she came over and sat on my lap in a towel. And I was the one who was afraid to tell her. I thought, how am I going to tell my child she's going to lose her hair?
Mm-hmm.
And she took it incredibly well. She told little girls, 5-year-old girls, paint your hair pink, be a princess for 2 weeks. Boys, cut your hair in a mohawk, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna be adding pink to my hair soon. I've cut my hair and I put a color in it, and I saw the pink in the thing, and I'm like, oh gosh, I need to have that pink. So I'm gonna be putting pink in my hair.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Actually, I have blue hair extensions. I should have put them on for the show.
No, I don't want any extensions. I don't know. My hair itself must be pink. So I'm gonna put it pink. I'm gonna put a nice patch that kind of fades in. You know, it's like shocking pink. I just love it, shocking pink, and then it fades in. I mean, it's just why I normally have my hair blonde. I mean, I'm a black person, but I normally have my hair bright blonde. You know, and I decided that I'm gonna keep it a little conservative. So I kind of put a color that's a little bit darker. You know, like a darkish brown. But I find it's dull. I need to have excitement in my life. So I have to put the pink in there. It needs to have something to shock it. I'm like,
it does. It needs to have fun. Well, September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and the color is gold. So I dye part of my hair gold in September.
Really? I love that. I think I should try that. Gold?
Gold.
When is Pediatric Awareness? When is that? When is Pediatric?
September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month.
Is when? Say that again?
September.
Oh, it just went. I missed that. So I have to remember that for next year.
We'll add a little blue, too, for Taylor. She'll love it.
Yeah, blue and gold goes well. I could do that. The gold. Yeah, I could do that.
Gold would look beautiful on you.
It would. It will go with my complexion. And the blonde that I have is somewhat goldish, too. You know, somewhat goldish. But I would do the gold. Oh, my God, that sounds so fabulous.
She had so much fun. She lost her hair twice, and each time she had so much fun. Yeah. Cutting it, spiking it, putting blonde tips on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's paint your hair blue because, as you can see from the website, blue is her favorite color.
Yeah, that's nice. And you can get a sample chapter here and see the table of contents. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, you can join the mailing list so that people can keep in touch with you. You can, you click here to order it so you can get a copy. Is it also on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Noble, it's on every
Okay.
website. Well,
Yeah.
if you click there, it will take you to Amazon.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. I like that.
If you scroll down.
Oh, it shows where, yeah. So it's on Amazon. BAM. You know how long I haven't heard about BAM. That's nice. Yeah, it's a long while I haven't heard about BAM. BAM was really popular, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really popular.
So she would be so happy with the book because it shows, I mean, it's parts of it are sad because it tells her story, but parts of it include all her pranks.
Yeah.
Would want people, inspire people to live life to the fullest.
Yes. I'm going to go here with giving back. Because you say you do things to raise funds. So you have your foundation here.
And there's my baby.
That's her?
Yeah.
When she was 16?
She was almost 15 there. She's
beautiful. She actually looks like 27, like you say there.
Yeah, she was almost 15. That's right before she relapsed. So her hair had grown back.
Yeah, she looks almost like 27.
Oh, I like that you said that because that makes me feel her presence when she's older.
Yeah, she looks like a 27-year-old here.
Oh, that will make me so happy tomorrow because I try to envision what she would look like.
No, she looks like a 27-year-old here. I am telling you. She looks like, a mature young woman,
Yeah.
She looks beautiful. This is what she looks like now. 27 years. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it in her.
Yeah. That's my baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sue. All my blessings to you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was so wonderful and therapeutic for me. And I hope people will understand.
Yeah.
The message is so clear. Live your life.
Hmm.
Never, ever, ever go to bed mad at someone.
Oh, don't we always hear that? Don't we always hear that?
But people do. They can't, so many people have problems sleeping. They think of their next strategy. We do things that are not right by mistake a lot of times. I've said things that are inappropriate by mistake. I apologize immediately. When I get into a fight with my husband, we're going to talk it out before we go to bed.
Forgiveness is hard for people. Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. I have an episode on forgiveness. I need to go back to listen to that. It was so powerful. If you can find that episode, or I can send it to you. It was such a deep conversation. I'm going to send you that episode. It was early on, yeah. And I'm also going to send you the one that I did with another woman who lost her child too. And I think both of you should probably connect, because I think it's not to connect in misery, but to connect with you all share something in common, and both of you can probably uplift each other. And the thing is, you have children, but it was her only son, her only child. Yeah. So I'm gonna send an email connecting both of you, explaining why, and I'm going to send you that video on forgiveness.
Oh, see, there's a reason for everything. Maybe
everything, my love. Everything, my love. Everything. Nothing is coincidence. Nothing is coincidence. I love you, Sue Matthews.
Oh, I love you too. This has been so wonderful. I feel like I've connected with you. I feel like I'm standing right next to you.
Yes.
It's been such a wonderful morning to spend with you and to talk.
It is. It is. It is. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing, for being vulnerable, for being on Between the Lines.
Oh, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.